It's so blurry. You're gonna have to put a picture up.
I'm just not. I'm just not gonna put a picture up. No one gets to
Okay.
see him. He's just
The
a
editor's
blur.
not getting paid this week.
Yeah, that fuck.
Or any of the previous weeks. Probably not any future weeks either at this rate.
Yeah, really. Jesus. Oh, man. Hello. Welcome back to Time Well Meant, podcast where we're about to blow this case wide open. If you're new to the podcast, if it's your first time listening in, we like to talk about a couple different things. We like to talk about video games. We like to talk about the goings-ons of the internet. We like to talk about mental health and how that relates to our personal lives. I'm Silas, and I'm joined today, as always, by my partner in investigation, Kirby. How are you today?
Hey, buddy. I'm doing well. How about you? Sorry for my quick interruption there, but
You're fine.
no, I'm doing well, dude. Been looking forward to this. We had an extra week off since the last one, and I just gotta say it. I'm gonna say it. So much has happened.
Dude, yeah, I was gonna say, man, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Lot going on in life, but taking it a day at a time. Yeah, lots been going on, man. It's one of those things where, so for those of you who are, if maybe it's your first time listening, we do this every 2 weeks, except for it's been 3 weeks since the last time that Kirby and I have sat down and recorded together. It's a little different. There's been like this almost feels foreign to me. Like it almost feels like this is my first time, right? Like
you forgot how to do it.
Yeah. It's been 3 weeks. Obviously, we had Thanksgiving and all that sort of fun stuff, hanging out with family, all that jazz. Kirby's hanging out with more family again, so we're even recording on a different day. I just saw family Wednesday. Like it's just been a family filled couple of weeks. I'll tell you what.
And we're appreciative of that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things that, so I'm dealing with a family member of mine is coming to the end of their life, and it's one of those things that it makes you very appreciative of the time that you have now, right? Of the people that you have around you, the people that you love. Make sure, fuck, man. But I don't want to get sentimental right off the bat, but make sure just hug the people that you love. Tell them that you love them. You never know. We have right now. That's promised, but tomorrow never is. You know what I mean? So always just make sure that you tell the people who are most important to you that they are important to you.
We've said it before. It's basically the tagline of the show at this point. Communication is alpha.
Communication
gotta communicate your love.
Alpha as fuck. Yes, communicate through love, anyways. But yeah, it's been, man. I don't even know where to start because it's been so long, man. It's been crazy. I do know where to start. Going if we were to go down the order of what we usually talk about video games first. Helldivers got a new update. Oh man, I know you haven't gotten to play it at all.
It just came out yesterday, man. I actually didn't play it yet.
It's interesting. It's funny too because they talked a lot about the Illuminate. That's the new faction that they just released. Free update. They just threw it out there. It's one of those things that I was really kind of surprised about. I guess I haven't really kept up with like Helldivers news, but I knew that was something that they had teased for a really long time. And so when it came out, I was like, holy shit. Like I just was scrolling through an update in games and it's pretty cool. They're hard. They're kind of scary. Definitely one of those factions that like I'm ready to see them because they don't feel like as fleshed out as the current factions are. So like the bugs they've had all these new enemies added, and the same with the bots. Like all these new enemies have gotten added in since the beginning. And so it's kind of weird seeing a new faction come in and they're kind of like, it's basically an introductory, right? Like we're just getting to see the tip of the iceberg with this faction. And so I'm really, really interested to see how they're going to move forward. I know they just introduced like melee weapons. They introduced like actual melee weapons that replace your secondary weapon. So like they have like a stun baton, and then they have like this spear, this like stun spear that you can get. Which is kind of cool. And then they added in the was basically like a warthog. It's just like a mounted gun kind of Jeep thing, which is it's pretty sick. So explodes really easily, which is kind of funny.
Like one player drives, one player shoots the gun.
Yeah. It's like if you've ever used, I don't know if you ever got to use like the heavy machine gun, but it's that gun basically mounted on a fucking spinning turret. Yeah. And then they added a bunch of new stuff with the new war bond that they just added. So a lot of cool new stuff, a lot of cool wacky shit. It's also weird too because like everything's urban warfare right now. Like you're usually like running through the jungle or running through a fucking desert or anything. These are like established human cities that we're running through now, where you're
Oh, no shit.
yeah, you're like you're running down an alley and you come out to a street and you can look to your left and like all of a sudden there's like a ton of fucking illuminate there, or and they have these walkers that are basically like, have you ever seen War of the Worlds? Like the I guess it was like what 2005 or whatever, the one with Tom Cruise.
I think so.
So they have those like War of the Worlds walkers that have like these like over shields that then shoot like laser beams and people are like disintegrating when they get shot. It's crazy. It's really cool though. I like what they're doing with the game. Still waiting on a minigun with a backpack chain fed like magazine type thing. But one of these days, I'm still hoping. I'm still holding out hope. One of these days.
That's cool, dude. I haven't been into Helldivers like hardcore as long as you have. So when it first came, there was the bugs and the bots right at the start, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Did they add enemy types to each of those over time?
Yes. So for the bugs, they added in like that big tentacle guy. He's pretty, I guess.
Oh, the big hentai guy.
Yeah. All the flying type enemies are all new as well. I want to say there was like a period of time where it was like it was essentially the same as like Starship Troopers, where it's like, as long as we have air superiority, we can't be beat, and then the aerial units come in and you're like, well shit, but yeah, so like the different units, like with the bots, they had like the like gunships, and they added the big AT-AT walker type of thing. They've added some units here and there. And then also unit variants as well. They've also added, and they keep hinting at like units that they're going to add in the future or things that they're going to add. The Hive Lord being one of them for the bugs. And then they've been teasing the Illuminate now for ever and ever. And it's just now that we're, I guess it's all, I can't remember when the game came out. It's been like almost a year now, I feel like.
I think it's been about a year, but I just really got into it a couple months back now. And I remember our buddy Tyler kind of running me through some early missions and talking about like bugs and bots and this and that. And he said one day they're going to add the Illuminate. And it's kind of cool to finally see that come to fruition. Man, that'd be fun. If we can get off Tarkov, I'll go check that out.
Yeah, I was going to say that's kind of the thing that we've sunken our teeth back in, or I guess it's more that Tarkov has sunk its teeth back into us. What level are you now, buddy? Where are we at? What are we doing?
I think I'm only level 18.
Well, you're still ahead of me. I have been kind of getting back on the grind. Interesting to see all the changes they've made. I'm still discovering stuff. Like I just got to mess around with like mounting a weapon for the first time.
I watched you do that last night,
dude. Yeah. It's so weird. I was like, whoa, it's such a cool like. It's something that's so simple yet so satisfying. You know what I mean? Watching TJ do it with the M60 was really cool too.
All I know is fuck tripwires. How is it that we play on the private mod with just the bots, and some AI PMC tricked me into walking over a tripwire? It's like the bottom floor door into third story dorms on the side. And I'm just walking in there, going to do my quest, and I hear click. I look down, I'm like, what is that? Boom!
Oh, man.
Yeah, Tarkov's awesome. It's a great game.
It is, yeah. It's one of those things where I think that the more that we play it, the more that we either grow to hate it or appreciate it. I'm playing a lot differently now, so we mentioned that we have the private server that we play on, that the server that we ended up building together, and it's one of those things where like when we played initially, we found out all sorts of different exploits. We found out all sorts of different things, ways to just make the game a little easier. By a little easier, I mean a lot easier. You know what I mean? I'm definitely
not like too crazy easy. We're not putting it on easy mode,
right?
But just eliminating some of the straight BS that is Tarkov.
True. But definitely like I've been playing a lot more like handicapped. Like I'm trying not to use the flea as often. I'm making sure that if I go in, I'm ready to die, and that's it is what it is. One of the things about the private server is you can Alt F4, and it just none of that progress counts. So you end up getting your gear set back and stuff like that. A couple of the bullshit runs where like just bugs or whatever happen, and it's like, all right, well I kind of don't have a choice. Go and Alt F4, but whatever. But like for the most part, I've been trying to play as legit and as trying to make it last longer. I know one of the things too is like I got to the point, and I'm already back at that point where like my inventory is full of just shit. A lot of it's because I don't have boxes to organize, but like, man, I have so much shit I just don't need.
Yeah, I've been
Man.
I don't know what it is. It's the check marks mod. It's like I told you, dude.
Yeah.
We got this check mark mod. So when you are looting any item in the game, it'll have a little check mark on it, and the color will tell you like you need this for a quest item, you need this to upgrade your hideout, you need this for a craft, and it's made me such a hoarder. I'm hoarding all these
Mm-hmm.
items. I got like 500 packs of cigarettes in a junk box, and I won't let them go.
Yeah. I have items that are for quests that are like 100 hours away and shit like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
like Ushanka, I know I'll find more, but I'll grab it now.
Grab it now. Yeah. I just want to go ahead and have it with me. Yeah, man, that mod has definitely been almost it's a blessing and a curse for sure.
It
Blessing
is.
and a curse. I will say, and then too, before we got on here, I don't know if you saw, but it got posted in our little Tarkov Discord that donuts got updated. So we'll have donuts. Yeah.
Finally. That's really been my biggest complaint since we started this back up is we've had issues with bot AI and like pathing and things because the way SPT works, for those who don't know, there's like the SPT mod that gets updated behind live Tarkov. So like a couple months, whatever, how long it takes the modders to do whatever's on live, then gets ported into SPT. And then we have a mod that allows us to do multiplayer. Then you can put whatever other mods you want on it. And yeah, dude, the bots were not great. But in the previous update that we were playing on, we had this mod that he was just referring to called Donuts, where it really made the bots like move around the map really lively. And it also gives you just so much customization. Like, dude, you can change like their hearing radius, their detection radius, how far they're willing to run for cover. Like, so many settings. You just really kind of make the game what you want.
Yeah, and you can make it as difficult or as easy as you want it to. There's also different modes, so like you can set like boss rush, or you can set scav only, PMC only, and that kind of makes like quests where it's like you have to kill 50 PMCs, or like, you know, like Shooter Born in Heaven. It makes Shooter Born in Heaven way easier, where you can then have just PMCs on the map. They're fighting each other, but then you can also go in and you know, get your headshots.
Yeah, and it's not like that. It's not like you have to install a whole mod to make it just PMCs or just scavs for a raid. It's literally a menu built into the game. You think it's like F6 or something, and then you just tick a box, and now it's all PMC.
Yep, exactly. It's one of those things that's extremely intuitive. Shout out to all of the mod
Big
authors for like anyone who's modding for like SPT and FICA and those sorts of like mods. Like, it's such a huge help. It makes the game so much more fun. I think that's what kind of got me hooked, is that, you know, we played live for years, right? We played just regular Tarkov for years, and it's frustrating, man. Like, I like the game loop of Tarkov. I don't like the fact that like people are playing, like, it's one of those games that I play a little bit more casually. So I don't like going in and there's people geared out, you know, of their fucking balls running up on me, and they're way better than me. I have no ability to like I can practice and it doesn't really count towards anything, but there's not really a point. The SPT mod has like made such a difference. I would not be playing Tarkov if it weren't for I will never go back to live because of that. Like, it's just,
I don't really see myself going back to live. It's just you just get to dick around with our buddies, dick around with the bots, and then like because of the Alt F4 function, you know, like there was one where Hayden accidentally shot me because I ran right in front of him like a dipshit that I am, and it's like, yes, dude, fuck that, F4, we'll start over again.
Yeah. There's been a couple
times. Eliminates a lot of bullshit and a lot of waiting and a lot of. It just adds fun. I mean, really, dude, just us and our buddies.
When I remember there was one time when we were played, because I guess this is our like newest wipe now.
That's what I've been referring to it as. Yeah.
In the previous wipe that we played, there was a one of the days, because you know we've had different people host the servers off of either their own computers, or before we finally built like our own server computer. We had a couple days where like, you know, people's internet goes out, or like there's bad weather, or you know, whatever happens. And I'm like, I'm just like Jones, and all I want to do is play Tarkov. So I went and played live, and I ended up playing the single player version of Tarkov. And it's like, dude, you're still waiting like 5 minutes for a loading screen. Whereas like on our like personal server, it's like 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, man.
As long as it takes TJ or Silas to actually join.
Okay, listen. that inventory's not gonna organize itself, all right?
I don't remember the last time I played live. I know recently TJ was just super curious, and he's like, dude, let's just play. We'll go check out the new factory. And it's like, nah.
Yeah. I know that it's funny too, because like TJ will go. He's definitely like the Tarkov connoisseur, and so he got to go around.
Connoisseur.
Dude, he got to go around and end up checking out, because like we were running new factory, and he was like, "Oh, you can just go outside here," and I'm like, "How'd you even know this? This is like my first time." Like, but yeah, it makes sense. He fucking loves that game. I love that game, and it is really cool though.
There is some magic in that game where it can be the most garbage game you've ever played, and still you're just like, but it could be good. I could play it, and good things could happen.
Yeah, definitely. And I wonder if that's something with all like extraction shooters of just like
the high risk, high reward.
There's something. What's funny is I was just talking to my mom about this, about like video
Tarkov?
not necessarily Tarkov, but about like video game addiction, and how obviously there's a difference between like drug addiction or alcoholism or anything like that, where there are physical dependencies that grow with those sorts of things. But video game addiction is very much real, similar to gambling addiction, where there's that dopamine hit that you get that pulls you back in. I was thinking about a couple times that I've played games, and especially competitive games, when a match is really, really close and things are really dicey, and you just like think about like Rocket League. You score that last minute goal, or you get that like really
buzzer beater. Oh,
just
rock hard.
Something. And there's been times where I'm like so hyped that I'm like shaking. Yeah. Like you have a physical reaction to the chemicals in your brain.
Tarkov will do that to me sometimes. Not so much anymore, but it used to really. Dude, a solid raid, a fat firefight, you barely make it. You're like, ooh, ooh.
Yeah. I got it, dude. There's been times, I know that Apex is one of them. I think battle royales are really good about this, where it's like, excuse me, there's been times where I have to like stand up and like walk around. I'm like, I just need to I need to separate myself from where I just was, because I will pass out if I just keep sitting here.
PUBG back in the day.
Yeah, dude, PUBG getting them chicken dinners. Oh man, yeah, absolutely. There is something to that. I don't know all the science behind it, but it's very interesting to think about, like, the United States is one of those countries that really doesn't address that sort of thing. I know in Korea they have like rehabs exclusively dedicated to video game addiction. Because it is, it can be such a problem, if you don't limit yourself, if you don't take time to like separate yourself, from the virtual world, it can end up being something that ends up being a detriment to your health, so always make sure you're taking care of yourself. Keep some fucking water next to you when you're gaming. That's the least that you can do.
It's really not entirely different than any other addiction, though. It just comes to the point of if you have to game, if you feel a physical compulsion, I need to be gaming right now, and you're not paying your bills, or your cat's starving or something, then that's when it's fucking up. But there's also like the functional alcoholic. There's a functional game addict, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pay all your bills, take care of your shit, do what you want. As long as you're not hurting yourself or those around you.
Yes, absolutely. That's kind of the main thing, is you always need to make sure, take a step back every now and then, look at things and go, nothing's on fire. Everyone's fed. Everyone's good. I'm fed. I'm good. All right, let's go run it. Let's go run it back.
Bathroom break, back to customs.
Yeah. Dude, and the amount of times that I have been, playing a game for like 8 to 10 hours straight. No break. Like, I have like drinks next to me, or I get up to use the restroom. That's the only break. Like, the amount of times that I've played games, or like the amount of times that I streamed, back when I used to stream all the time, and I would stream, especially role play, I would stream for hours.
Your role play sessions, dude. I remember.
Dude. And I would get done with those and be like, I haven't eaten since like I started. Like I would eat at the beginning, and then just like 10 hours later, 12 hours later, I'm like, fuck, I'm so stupid. You know what I mean? Not
at
good.
At any point in that role play, did Addie Windward have a meal?
Oh,
Silas
multiple.
did not.
Multiple. Dude, I'd be like, oh yeah, and let's, pop into the bar and grab a stew, or like, let's, oh, you did some fresh, caught and hunted steak. Let's cook those up. It's gonna be delicious, shit like that. So, but then Silas did not get fed.
Withering away in his chair.
Yeah. I like to think like my like cheeks were like sunken in, and I'm just like decrepit in like a dark room, shit like that. No, it was, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that is. It kind of interests me. Maybe I'll do a little research, because to think about like what gets you to that point of because like it's not that I was like ignoring things. It's not like I was ignoring my hunger. It's just like I just didn't feel it. I was just so zoned in, It
That's
wasn't until after the fact.
that's like a thing that I kind of live with, man. If I'm like busy at work, just don't even think about food unless somebody walks
Yeah.
by with something that looks good or smells good. Just food doesn't even cross my mind
Mm.
until like a long, I don't know, a long period of hours goes by, and then suddenly like, oh, I'm starving.
Yeah, yeah. It's not until you're like, oh God, what's going on here? Like, I really need to eat. Oh man, something about that. Oh shit. Yeah, man, I don't know. I put a lot of time into a lot of different things. Um, to the point, and I don't know if it's like, well, I do know because again, I got to see a lot of family this week, and we got to like I talked to my older brother. We don't talk, we talk, maybe like once every couple months, and every time we do talk, it's always something like fairly deep and like impactful, at least to me. He always has a way of just like saying everything that I need to fucking hear right when I need to hear it. And I think a lot of it is because he's, almost like 15. He's about 15 years older than me. Um, and it's one of those things where, man, like he is like 10 years or like 10, 15 years ahead of like where I am in life, both like physically and then like also kind of mentally in terms of like, I can talk to him about like a problem that I might have, and he's like, I know exactly what you're going through because I went through that exact same thing, right? Like he is just me, but in the future, and like it's like you ever think about like, oh, if you could go back and talk to your 10-year-old self or your 15-year-old self and give them advice, like he's that for me, where he's like talking to his 30-year-old self, giving me like all the advice that I need, which is always just like super weird and really cool. And it's one of those things that like I really hope that people have that in their life, like someone to just kind of like not necessarily give you all of the advice, but like give you the advice that you need when you need it, right? I think that's something that's kind of important, is having that not necessarily the support system, obviously that's important too, but having just that like someone to tell you the right thing at the right time, you know what I mean?
We touched on this many, many episodes ago about like sometimes you just in a certain way and the exact right person saying the exact right thing is just exactly
Mm-hmm.
what you need.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's like it's gonna be someone you respect and love a
Yeah.
lot, a brother, parent, grandpa, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's a very surreal thing, I think, seeing it's my great aunt that I went to go down and see and kind of say goodbye to. Seeing her kind of at the end of her life makes me appreciate a lot more where I am in life currently, right? Like I still am fairly young. I still have a lot of, knock on wood, have a lot of time ahead of me, provided I'm
Got
not
a
too
we got a
stupid or
lot of
something.
episodes to go.
Yeah, a whole lot of episodes to record. Um, and I think that something that I guess didn't appreciate until um seeing her is having that ability to look back retrospectively on where I was and where I am now, and kind of like look at everything and say like, okay, or it's not necessarily okay, but it's gonna be okay, I guess is more of what it is. Because I think like when I was in my 20s, and I guess to give some context, I haven't really like lost anybody in my family for, it's been like since I was like 10 when my grandmother died, right? Like when my grandpa died, that sucked. I wasn't super close to him. When my nana died, that was the big one that hit, right? Um, and then this will be like the first time that I've like really lost someone in a long time. Not to like make this into like a therapy session about me, but it is just kind of interesting to, I guess, be confronted with mortality. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. I know it all kind of sounds jumbled, but I'm getting there eventually.
You'll get
To
there.
be
Keep
confronted
going.
with more, to be confronted with mortality, and then to also just like it reinvigorates the appreciation that you have for life, right? Um, I think a lot of times in um, like the day-to-day goings ons, you get up, you go to work, you do what you have to do. That really you it sort of gets away from you. Like you don't think about how fucking like astronomically incredible this is. Like being a conscious human being. If you look at the legitimate like statistics of that
Yes.
happening, I always love like thinking about like me and Kirby talking right now is a statistical anomaly, right? It is insane that we are both here in the present talking to each other. That shit is crazy.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Just earlier today, I was walking outside on a smoke break at work, and I was just looking up at the sky, thinking, there's so much out there. It's
Mhm.
an infinite universe of things and unknowns and what have you. And here we are on this little planet, and I'm standing in this park along this sidewalk, walking to my job, and I'm alive, man. It's stupid to say, maybe a little cliche or whatever, but like you gotta objectively step back and think how lucky you are to be here. And exactly like you said, it's so easy to get caught up in, fucking Christina at work needs this or whatever, and just bitching about things. I gotta do these dishes. My pants are dirty. I stepped on a puddle
Yeah.
or whatever. Um, you got to stop sometimes. Look up at
Yeah.
the sky. Looking up at the sky helps me because I'm just a
Dude.
lover of the stars.
Yeah.
But whatever helps you, maybe take a walk out in nature, look at a tree, sniff a bush. I don't know.
Sniff a bush. Just any bush will be fine. It's so funny that you say that because um, a little story of my past. When I was 15, I started having like really serious panic attacks. Um, and it was one of those things that was really foreign to me. It really caught me off guard because I didn't know what the fuck was happening to me. I would just wake up, or I would just be like up by myself, especially like during the summer. So like, because I didn't have anything to distract myself with, I would just be up all night playing video games like by myself because no one else is up that fucking late. And it would just start to happen. It would start to happen, especially like right before bed when my mind gets going and things just start flooding my brain. And I had no way of like really, calming myself down. But one of the things that I eventually figured out is that if I walked outside, especially because, it'd be so late at night, and just looked up at the sky, even if there was clouds, like just that idea of like, I am pretty insignificant and like whatever I'm worried about isn't such a big deal. You know what I mean? That to me really just brought everything back to perspective,
Just little ants on a big old rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, not to get like too existential, but sometimes it's easy to think about like, well, maybe it all just doesn't matter at all. And it's just what we make of it.
Yep. Finally, going back to what my brother said, he goes, he said something along the lines of, man, I don't know a better way of saying this, but none of this shit fucking matters. Like, it's true. It's true. We make what matters matter, we kind of as human beings kind of decide
what matters.
Exactly. You decide, you get to choose what matters to you. One of the other things too is
on Monday at work, don't worry about Christina. Worry about yourself. You're here. You're alive.
Yeah. Fuck Christina. No,
well, no, don't get HR involved.
Don't get HR, but you know what I mean.
Don't worry about her.
Yeah. Just let her do her thing. Complain at her desk with her fucking duck collection and shit.
Dude, how'd you know?
Dude.
All Christinas have ducks.
All Christinas have ducks. Every single one of them. Don't ever let a Christina fool you either. They have ducks somewhere.
If your name is Christina and you're listening to this podcast, please comment how many ducks you have.
Please let us know the exact number of ducks that you have. Or have in your vicinity, I guess. There's gonna be one day where there's just some woman named Christina like listening to this. And then she looks out in her backyard and there's just a pond with ducks swimming around and be like, how the fuck did they know? What's going on here?
These motherfuckers.
They figured it out. Listen, it's not our job to tell you how we know. It's just our job to know. It is what it is.
That we do.
Yeah. Oh man. Fuck man. I will say
I have one other on the video game topic because we're still clearly on that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever played Slay the Spire?
No. I know
never played it at all.
Mm-mm. No, it's one of those games that just never piqued my interest. There's plenty like it, but where it's like I just don't really feel like or don't really have any interest in playing it. But
fair enough, dude. I love that game. I've played so much of that game on my computer, on my phone, on my iPad. Like many a lunch break has been lost. Many a work hour has been lost to Slay the Spire. And I just recently found this new game that I just wanted to talk about real briefly. It's called Dice-O-Mancer.
Oh, that's when I saw that in Discord, I thought this is another like wacky band.
That's not a bad name.
No,
that's not whatever. It's a game.
Go ahead.
It's a game, dude, and it has like the coolest hand drawn art style.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess you know how Slay the Spire works and plays the basic.
Kind of, but
whatever. It's a card deck builder card game. You go up the map and you'll fight enemies or get new cards, powers, all that fun shit. But Dude, this game it's really very similar to Slay the Spire, but it throws a huge curveball into it by adding dice mechanics to various things.
Okay.
So like some of the cards would be like roll a d20 for your damage or a d8, whatever.
Hmm.
But the coolest thing, and I think this literally makes the whole game awesome, is you have a card and a special dice with every fight that you go into, where you can select any number that is on the screen, roll a dice, and that number becomes the dice number. So it's like, I'm fighting this boss, and he has 87 health. Roll a dice, now he's got 3 health.
Huh.
It's cool. And then as you upgrade the dice, you can get like it starts, I think, with a D6 or something. But
Okay.
you can upgrade it up to a D20, and then you could potentially screw yourself, but you could have a card that's only going to do 2 damage or whatever. Roll your dice. Now that card does 18 damage. It's just
Interesting.
it's so interesting, dude. And the art style is great.
Yeah.
It's $15 on Steam. I just kind of wanted to throw it out there. If you're a fan of Slay the Spire, dude, check that shit out.
Hell yeah. I will say aesthetics in a video game definitely, for me, there's some games where it doesn't really matter. But for me, like having that like very cinematic like feel, you know what I mean? Something that immerses you. One of the things that, going back to like Helldivers, you know, I always think about like the aesthetics of that. Like, so having like the with the Illuminate, like having the ruined city be there. And then there's like bombs go, like there was one scene where I say it to see, it was when I was playing the game, I threw down the napalm barrage, and it's going down on top of this shielded walker, and you can't see anything because the flames are bursting out. But as the flames begin to part, this shielded walker begins to walk through unfazed by your barrage and like starts marching towards you, and then the beam comes out towards, and it's like the smoke of the ruined city, just that whole that gets me fucking going, man. Something
Definitely.
about that, the aesthetic.
Something Helldivers hits different sometimes with the bombs and the things and just the overall vibe. Dude, I bet that's so cool in like the urban city environments.
Yes.
Let's play. We're cutting this one short.
We're done. Anyways, see you next time. That was time. No, I'm kidding. No, it is really cool. Aesthetics definitely do something big for me. I don't know what it is, man. Like something about like,
that game is similar to like Cuphead with the hand drawn art.
Yeah,
it's so cool, dude.
So unique and just like something about that. I also think about like the first time that I played Elden Ring, and you kind of walk out of the beginning area into the main area, and just like the landscape that you're presented with is something that's really incredible.
Is it like the Fallout 3 moment?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Fallout 3 when you're coming out of the vault,
the
and you're
best.
Like, whoa.
Yeah. One of the best intros, and then like you leave the vault, and right before you leave, it's like, are you sure you want your stats and appearance to be this?
Yeah,
you're stuck with it after this. You say yep, and the vault opens, and just through the way the light floods. They do it in Skyrim too. It's
a Bethesda thing for sure.
Thank you.
I was gonna say too. Not Tears of the Kingdom, but Breath of the Wild did the same thing, where you come out of your like little cave that you're in, and then it's that sweeping like, whoa, look at this fucking world, and it's just so cool. So cool, man. I love that shit. Oh man, aesthetics.
We need more of that.
Hell yeah. That's why when people are like, I don't care about if a game looks good. I care, bitch, if it's gonna be something that's important. You know,
well,
it doesn't need to like push the boundaries, but like I still want the aesthetics to get across.
I'm saying like that. I could play Fallout 3 right now, and that moment's still gonna hit.
True.
Yeah, dude.
There are some moments in nostalgia. Funnily enough, so we're cleaning out our garage right now, and one of the things that I found was my old Nintendo 64. Yeah.
Dude,
and
what you got?
Fuck, I don't know. I can't find any of the goddamn games. They're still in the garage somewhere. What was loaded in there was Diddy Kong Racing. So I don't know if you ever played.
Oh, my heart, dude.
Yeah. One of the supreme. I don't know how the fuck Mario Kart won over Diddy Kong Racing. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. I don't care if it's controversial. Diddy Kong Racing, way fucking better, in my opinion. You had the fucking carts and the hoverboats and the planes. That shit slaps so hard.
True. And like the overworld.
Yeah. The boss races, like, dude, it was so fucking cool. Oh man. All right, I gotta go play some. Yeah, dude. And so I don't know if I ever told you this story. One of the characters in Diddy Kong Racing is Conquer. And my family, I mean, obviously I was still like really young and video games were still pretty new. My family and we used to go down to the old Blockbuster to go rent video games. And one
I
of the
think I know where this is
games
going.
that we found was Conker's Bad Fur Day. And
It's a cute little squirrel.
it's Conker from Diddy Kong Racing. And we rented the game and we got home. And the first, like, the opening cinematic is Conker, like, walking out of a bar and puking, or like pissing and then puking. And my mom was like mortified watching me play like the intro of this. And I was like, but we have it for 7 days. And, you know, my parents were like, all right, well, whatever. So, dude, it was one of those things where it's like,
I feel like
they just threw their hands up, like, because my parents were pretty chill about, like, I don't know, letting me play, like, whatever.
My grandpa was hella chill. I'll always remember till the day I die. I'm like 13, 14. I don't know what year, how old I was, but he takes me to buy Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Hell yeah.
And the dude, I was probably younger than that actually. And the dude at the counter, like, he has to legally be like, okay, this is an M-rated game. It's got blood and gore, mature themes, intense language, drugs and alcohol, gambling, violence, nudity, whatever. He's reading off this long list, and my grandpa just looks at me with big eyes, like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, that's cool, Grandpa. And he goes, okay, yeah, ring it up.
That's how my dad was with GTA 4. I think I was like 16 at the time, and you know, he's sitting there, he's like, you're not 18, so I got to read this. And my dad's like, what are you buying, boy? Dang. And he's like, all right, whatever. Oh. He still got it for me. He always had something snarky to say.
But then the issue for me would come if my grandmother's sister ever came to town. Ooh, I got in trouble for listening to Eminem. I got in trouble for listening to Limp Bizkit. There was a movie. I watched a Scary Movie. Got in huge trouble for that because Aunt Diane found out. She didn't appreciate it.
It's so funny that you mentioned Eminem. My cousin and I there was one time we were going up to see some family, and so we're in the car. It's me, my older cousin, and my mom is driving us. And my cousin was like, I want to put on this CD. Can I put on my CD? And it's Eminem. And like, just my mom was like, what is this? But she was cool with it. Like, my mom's a cool lady. She doesn't give that much of a fuck. But it was still just like, this is questionable. But
my grandma would have told me, turn that off. I don't want to hear it again.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't have like confiscated it until Aunt Diane was like, that Eminem is a Satanist. He's awful. If Kirby listens to it, he's going straight to hell.
Oh man, it's funny too, because my dad was very particular about the sort of things that he would like. So AC/DC's Highway to Hell, he wouldn't let me have that album because of the hell is like the devil themes. My dad's
later on, he took you to one of their concerts.
Yeah. Oh well, he was fine with me. He was fine with me. Like listening to AC/DC, but it was like, I don't know what it is. Something about, I don't know the justification behind it. My dad's a weird guy, man. He's you know, definitely comfortable in his faith and all that sort of stuff, but like he's like also just like there's certain things that he's just bothered by, you know, like in terms of like language, he really doesn't like the F word, right? Like other words, it is what it is. The F word's like the one word, like don't say the F word. You know what I mean? I don't know why.
Okay.
The same way with like, you know, anything that has to do with hell. He's just, I don't know if he's like, you know, if it's something like he just, I genuinely don't know what it is. It's just something he just doesn't like.
How does your dad feel about a nice, good, God damn it?
Oh, hell no. You could say gosh. You say gosh damn it.
Gosh damn it.
Or he used to do God dog it. I don't know why. That was his thing. But yeah, he doesn't know. You don't take the. I mean, and so all that, like, I can give you another example. If I were to be like, "Ah, Jesus," you know what I mean? He'd be like, I'd hear from like the other room, "He loves you." I'm like, "Thanks, Dad." I don't know. He's just very kind of a particular guy. I don't know. It's funny too. I talked to speaking of family. I talked to one of my older brothers, and then I saw my other older brother, Chris.
Hey, shout out Chris.
Had dinner with him. What's up, Chris? And and we ended up having dinner, and one of the things we talked about was how crazy our dad is, and how he's just kind of a wacky guy. You know what I mean?
I mean, he seems like a great guy overall.
Yeah, he's
quirky.
solid. He definitely quirky is the extremely accurate word for
Wow.
my
We
dad.
wondered where you got it from all these years.
Yeah, shit. Oh
I just
man,
want to say, God damn it is probably my favorite swear.
really?
There's nothing hits quite like it.
God damn it. Yeah, it is.
God
It is
damn.
really
And,
good.
and then where you put the inflection, God damn it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
different
for
than
sure.
God damn it.
I still think fuck like will always. I don't know what it is, man. I like fucking shit are like in a close race. Um, because I put shit into I put a lot of shit into my fucking words. You know what I mean?
Sprinkle the shit on.
Something about something about. I think maybe because it was like is one of those words that just there are certain words that have like that. Again, going back to aesthetics, there's something about like it's just so pleasing to hear. Um,
Fuck.
fuck. Something about that, man. Um, I don't know what it is. There's some weird. One of another. I feel like conversation that I've had a couple times in the past couple weeks. I guess probably just talking to families how weird our brains are. Um, and that's definitely a weird aspect of like I don't know. I just like how certain words fucking sound. Like I don't know what that is, but I like it. Oh man. Oh fuck. I was gonna
Eh,
say. Oh,
I'm ready for the next topic.
I was gonna say one of the
And I'm
fucking
picking it.
things. Oh, okay. You go ahead.
Tell me about what's behind you.
Fuck. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna disturb. I was gonna wait till the end because I didn't want to disturb him because he's chilling right now. I'm gonna go get him. Hold on.
For our audio listeners, Silas is sliding away. He's completely bottomless. I can see it all.
Yes, I have no pants on. This is my child. I'm not gonna hold him for very long because
He looks
doesn't
half
like
asleep.
to. Yeah, he is. He's kind of pissed off that I picked him up. I can tell. This is
That's the time well
Pollen.
mint mascot.
Yes, this is my baby.
Did I say his name again?
Pollen.
Is that a goofy name? I think we should all comment
It's
that
not a goofy
Paulin
name.
is kind of a goofy name and that cat really looks like a Paul.
No. Oh, see now he's like, oh no, he's cool. He's a little pissed off that I fucking got him. He's like, what the fuck, dude?
What was the point of
He's
that?
like, I was chilling. Oh, now he's gonna fuck with me until he's done because now I've awoken him. So Pollen is my cat. I adopted him. It's kind of a dumb thing for me to do, but I did it anyways. He is a cat that my dad found. My dad, I won't say where he works, but he works around hangars. And there was a bunch of cats, I guess, out there, or like a pair of cats that ended up having a litter of kittens. And he found this little dingus after you're not getting up on the desk, sir. He found this litter of kittens. Or I guess he found the other two cats, the two big cats that then had kittens. And I guess most of the kittens, I don't know where they went. I guess they all kind of went their own way. But Paulin ended up sticking around. The people that he works with were like bringing cat food up and stuff. They were just, they were like, oh, he's such a cute little cat. He's going to become like our mascot. Not thinking about like the dangers of having a cat around. Like there's cars going in and out all the time, planes fucking taking off. There's, there's all sorts of shit going on, right? So my dad ended up trapping him and bringing him home, and we were going to send him off to a rescue. And
The rescue ended up being a lot closer than they thought.
So the thing about it is that I when I saw him the first time, because he was out in the garage, just kind of chilling, and I was like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Like we have enough animals as it is. We don't need any more animals. My dad's an animal lover, got lots of dogs and cats. But I was like, we don't, get rid of this thing. We don't need this cat.
Get that out of here.
Get that out of here. And I don't know why, but I was like, but he is kind of cute, like, and there's something that just kind of spoke to me. And I kept saying like, you know what? I don't need a cat. I haven't had a cat in like 3 years. So my cat Aurora died during COVID. And I had that cat since I was in high school. Like fucking, she was a fucking stray that my dad just brought home, and she claimed me. She just decided like you're mine, and I was like, all right. And so she died a couple years ago, and I was like, I'm done. I'm not gonna have another animal. I'm not gonna get another pet. And then this little fucker showed up. And so I went away for about a week. So I went to go to Thanksgiving with my girlfriend's family. And I was like, if that cat's there when I get back, I guess he's mine. And sure enough, he's here. And so my room has been completely reorganized to accommodate this little asshole. I love him to death. My girlfriend is constantly texting me for updates. I've also been calling my girlfriend to give, because like, here's the thing too. I don't know the fuck. I don't know what to do with an animal. You know what I mean? I'm like, feed him, make sure he didn't shit on the floor, you know, clean his litter box, make sure he's got water. Yeah. But you know, I got to take him to the vet next week and, you know, it's just,
get him fixed.
Yes. That is is very high up on the agenda.
Yeah, for sure.
Getting a little ball taken out.
Dude, it's, yeah. something about animals. Back to the weird way the human mind works.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, growing up, my whole first 20 some odd years of my life, lived with my parents, and we always had like no less than 2 dogs, sometimes 3 and 4 dogs, and 2 cats, and whatever else. There's always just a herd of animals around me growing up.
Yep.
So, I mean, I enjoyed it. I had plenty of dogs and cats that I loved through that time. But when I moved out and I was on my own, I was like, no goddamn pets. I don't want pet hair. I don't want things looking at me, barking at me, shitting, pissing, none of that. And I was doing pretty good until I met my now wife. She had a cat. This cat is a mischief lover. We'll put it that way. But we get along. It's all right. And then I always told my wife, like after we moved in together, or we were still dating at the time, like we're moving in, and no, one cat. That's it. We're good. Right. That's all we need. A cat and a kid. Gucci. And then one day we went to the pet store, I think to get cat food. And there's this little calico kitten named Puzzles in that little cube at the Petco. And man, dude, as soon as I looked at her, I was like, oh yeah, well, we're taking her home.
Yep.
But I had to play hardball because I'm a hard ass, you know. I told him no pets. So I was like, hey wife, come, just look at this. Tell me what you think about it. And then her and the kid are begging, oh, she's so cute. Can we please have her? No, Dad won't let us. And I'm like, you know what? Just for you guys. We can bring her home.
Just for this one time, I'll let it slide. All right. But in the future, no. Yeah.
And my big mistake was telling my wife that was my internal monologue during that time. Like many months later, I was like, so here's the deal. I wanted that cat. The moment I laid my eyes on her, she's never stopped giving me shit ever since.
Oh, yeah.
You sucker. You're going to bring home another cat.
Yeah. I made the mistake of, see, he's found his spot again. I've audio listeners, watch us on fucking YouTube. Watch the Spotify video. God damn it. Yeah, if you're on Amazon or whatever fucking just the audio, watch the video. Come on. You could see this little cute fucker. He's so adorable in his blurry self.
Yeah, he's blurring your camera. We could put some pet pics up there. We got cats we could put up.
We'll throw some right here. Editor me will throw up some pet pics. I've been taking a ton of pictures of him. One of the things that I made the mistake of doing is when I called my girlfriend the first time to be like, yes, there's this cat my dad found. And dude, she didn't even try to dissuade me at all. It was no, dude, she's like, yeah, third cat. Yeah, fuck yeah. So yeah, no, cause she has 2 cats. And when we move in together, it's gonna be 3 cats. Oh my God, damn it. Like
so much cats.
So much cats. Yeah. Definitely stopping at 3. Don't want more than that. But one of her one of her cats, Toki, is older. And then Mochi's a little young. I think Mochi's only like 4 or 5. And then this little fucker's like 4 or 5 weeks old. So I don't know. It'll be an interesting full house. Definitely don't. I don't know. Yeah. It's weird. I don't know why the fuck I have a cat, but I have a cat now. So
here we are.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's I don't know. It's, and also too the name. Like I know that people have been giving me shit about the name. I don't know. Like I don't know how my brain works. That like I just saw him and was like, "That's your name." I don't know why, but it is.
He looks like a little allergen.
Yeah, he does. My dad. One of the times that my dad Because my dad's really bad about like he just finds like stray animals and just brings them. He's like, we're just gonna take care of them because it's cold outside. I'm like, motherfucker, no, you're not. Shut up.
He
You know?
lives here now.
Yeah. And like one of our dogs, Piper, is this little fucking scrangly little just mutt, you know. This little just hairy thing, right? And that was the thing where like I saw her and I was like, I know your name is Piper. I don't know why, you know. Um
Okay.
I don't know what that. I know that like so. This is a completely, I guess, kind of off topic thing. Um, there was a recurring dream that I used to have all the time about having kids. Like and it was weirdly like it progressed. Um, yeah, like it was like you know at one night like and I because it would always felt like the same dream. It started off like the same dream, but then progressed like it was clearly like further in time. Um, so like it, you know, it started off with like I meet this girl, and then and then the next dream is like she's pregnant, and then the next dream, and it was always like someone,
Oh,
you know,
you
it's like
didn't even get the sex
dreamy.
part?
No, I never got any of the cool fun shit.
Whack.
Skip straight to the the horrors of getting the of like being at the doctor's and shit. I don't know. It was really weird. But so the one of the things too is that like we were having twin girls. And but like I knew their names in my dreams. They were Sol and Luna. I don't know why, but like that was Sun and Moon. I don't know why. That was like that's their names, and I just know it. I don't know how that fucking works. I don't know what's going on in my brain that's saying like, hey, here you go. Here's some names. You know what I mean?
Did these dreams stop?
They did eventually. Once so
Damn.
it was so weird because it was like it stopped about the time that like because
The
I
kids
was
hit college?
no, they never got that old. It stopped like so like because I used to have, and I still do every now and then. I used to have really, really intense, vivid dreams, and like they used to be like so intense, like I could remember them like word for, or like moment for moment, like it was like movies that were just like burned into my brain for like weeks on end. Um, something about it, and I used to actually do like a dream journal on TikTok where like that,
Smart.
you know, during COVID, I was like, I don't know what the fuck else to do. And I did a dream journal where I would talk a little bit about like what was going on in my dreams and kind of just like briefly explain what I could remember. And as time has gone on, like obviously, like I still have pretty vivid dreams, but they're not as intense as they used to be. Um, and that was one of that was one of the only like kind of like series of dreams that I had where like I don't know there wasn't like anything in particular, like at least that I noticed that went on in my life that like made me think of like having kids or like, you know, there was nothing like in my life. Like I didn't have a girlfriend at the time or anything like that. Nothing like that was going on to where, I don't know. It was just a really weird, but so
That's
anyway,
wacky.
it stopped around the time that the twins were toddlers. Like they were in my dreams as like toddlers, like running around and shit. And then and then I just one day stopped dreaming about them. And I don't know. It's just really weird.
Your children, dude, are they okay?
My dream children?
Wait,
Yeah. I don't
do
know.
you ever dream that you're like working to pay child support?
No, no, no.
Okay, good.
I do have a lot of dreams of like being in a car, or I used to, not as much anymore, but one of the other dreams that I would have that's like it was a regular dream that I had was like being in a car and then like you go to like press the brakes and they just don't work. But the car still but for me like the car would still stop. I don't know how, but I'd be like slamming on the brakes and like yeah, very odd. I've had some very odd dreams. I could go on a whole tangent about weird kind of wacky dreams that I've had.
All right,
there's a
deep
couple
dive
of
in
them
Silas's dreams next week.
there's a couple of them that are pretty notable that like I just remember them so vividly, like they were like memories of you know like actual memories, you know.
And I don't think I've really had dreams since as like a teenager. Like late teenage years, I started smoking a lot of weed,
Yeah.
and that'll kind of suppress the dreams. And then really only the time I can think of having dreams was like periods where I went on like a tea break, or if I had to stop for like 2 years when I was going through some shit.
Yeah.
Not like legal criminal trouble type shit, other shit.
Yeah.
Just for clarifications. And yeah, man, it's almost weird when I do have a dream. It's almost surprising for me, and then I will wake up and only remember it for 2 seconds, and then it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, dude, check on Sol and Luna tonight. Report back next week.
Yeah. Let me get on that. I don't have any control over this shit. It just happens. It's one of those things that yeah, I don't, because like there's dreams that I've had where like, man, it'd be really cool to have like that style of dream again. And I think there
Yeah.
was a period of time where like I tried to do like lucid dreaming and shit like, and it never worked out. Um, I never got to lucid. It was bullshit. Um, but you know, at the same time, I'm like, it is what it is. Very, very odd though. They're always very odd. Um, having like that intent of a dream, and then waking up and like, um, I can give you an idea about like, I guess this is more of like I was only like half asleep when this happened. The other day, I took a nap for like the first time in like 5 years, because I was just so exhausted from traveling. This was yesterday, actually, funnily enough. I took a nap in the middle of the day, man, and I was just like so out of it. And Paulin was like sleeping because he sleeps like right under my arm, when he does sleep in my room. And I kept like, the dream was so weird that like it was like I kept dreaming that he was laying on my chest, but then I would like wake up and he was right next to me, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, that's the sort of, but like it felt so real. I don't know why. There was, at one point in time, there was someone who was like trying to lay down, like I thought someone was gonna like lay back on top of me. And I like woke up and was like, because I thought Paulin was still on my chest. I was like, and he's right here, and no one's. I'm in the room alone. I don't know what's going on. It was really weird, man.
So in your dream, you're taking a nap.
Yeah, yeah.
You're dreaming about
I'm in
taking
my-
a nap and bad things happening to you while you're napping.
Yeah, not necessarily bad things, just like weird things, like
People falling on you. I guess the cat
not falling.
moving is
No,
not a
it was
bad
it was
thing.
like it was almost like I had gotten up and then I was laying back down. But then like the main thing was like Paulin was like gonna get squished. I was like, no, and it was I don't know how to describe it, man. My dreams are weird.
I hear that. I hear that.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know, man. Like it's not really like
Just
an exit point to that conversation. Probably it is.
that's okay. That's okay. All I need to say is going forward, if you ever dream of Sol and Luna again, this podcast demands updates.
Yeah, I will. I will.
You're gonna have a dream and they're gonna be like in their 40s.
Dude, honestly,
You're gonna be a grandpa in your
it
dream.
would always, yeah. When I would have those dreams, they'd be like time skips. You know, like it was like whoever the woman was that I was with was like pregnant, and then like time skip, they're born, and I'm helping take care of them as babies, and then time skips again, they're toddlers. You know, it's like because I want to say it was only like 5 or 6 dreams that had them in there, but it was always the same. That was the one consistency, because it was never like the same woman. She never appeared as like the same person.
Oh,
Well, like
dude,
she
you're a
would like
hoe.
if you no, it was more like she would walk out of a room and come back and be a completely different person. But I knew that was still like the mother of my children. Have you never had that experience with dreams, like changing faces?
Like you say, we don't dream enough.
Yeah, for me, like faces change constantly in my dreams. Where sometimes there'll be people like like that I recognize, and then sometimes it's complete fucking strangers. I don't know. And like, so the mother of my children is always like someone, or it was always like changing, and like, it was just super weird.
Was she hot?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it was always like, I guess it depends on your like,
Well, you're saying the face changes. Does she like come back in and all of a sudden she's, got like a flat ass?
no, usually the body kind of like, but it's like, it's always like morphing. I don't know how to describe it.
You had twins with an anamorph?
Yeah, more like the goo Terminator. You know what I mean? Like the liquid metal Terminator, where like it like they walk out, she like walk out of the room and then come back. It's like completely different. She would like, I don't know. It's just like morphing figures. There was never like a steady like. If I ever took my eyes off her and then look back, she would just be different. But I was like, but in the dream, you just know that's the person who it is. You know what I mean? I don't know how to
keep your eyes on her at all times. Shifty woman.
She's shifty, dude. I mean, she had twins with me, so she must be somewhat shifty. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
God damn. Yeah, I don't know what that is, man. My brain is very odd.
All right. None of that was on the docket for today.
Yeah, really.
Let's talk about your twins.
my dream twins. Yeah, my dream children. Oh God. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember how we even got onto that topic. This podcast is fucking weird, man.
Garbage pile.
Garbage pile. Jesus Christ. Thanks for listening if you made it this far. Jesus. Did you want to talk about something that's actually on the docket? Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
I do. And I'm hoping you haven't heard about it yet.
Go for it.
Spare Parts Podcast.
I've never even heard of that. That's not what I thought that you were going to bring up, but I also have never heard of that.
Okay. So, Letterkenny.
I do know Letterkenny.
It
Yes.
is Michelle Milette who plays Katie,
Katie.
and Evan Stern who plays Rold.
Oh, roll.
Yep,
Start.
Rold. Sturt.
Start. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
And they're mixing it up a slight bit. I've only listened to like 2 episodes, but they're doing the thing where like they started episode 1 of the show and they watch it and then they talk about
Oh,
when we
fuck yeah.
met and I remember
That's
filming
man.
this, and it is interesting, but I think that's awesome just because it's Letterkenny. I don't know if any of our listeners have never watched Letterkenny. It is spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Letterkenny and Shorzy.
but it's Shorzy, dude. But the interesting thing is they kind of do that for like half the episode, 3/4 of the episode, whatever, and then they switch and they do what they call spare hearts. And
Okay.
it's like people write in or comment, or I don't know how they get the info about like issues that they're having with like love. And then the two of them, and they're even like, we are absolutely not qualified. Do not take our advice, but here's what you're gonna do. It was pretty interesting. I didn't even finish the episode that had that in it, but they were like, they were so caring. They were like, oh, this person needs us. We'll help them.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's cool as fuck.
And then
Oh.
it's really cool to hear like the behind the scenes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're interested in the show, it's an interesting thing.
Yeah. I really like kind of behind the scenes, what was going through people's minds. I liked like DVD commentaries was like a big thing.
Mm.
I really like, hearing about what's going through, like The Whitest Kids You Know episodic commentary.
They had that. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, well, on the original DVDs they had like commentary, but then they also, when they came back to raise money for their movie before Trevor died, they came back and started reviewing different skits and like what was going through their minds, who came up with it, where the idea kind of came from, and just really breaking things down. And that to me is always really interesting, is seeing kind of like where a lot of it came from. Like I didn't realize for a long time that a lot of the show skits came from like their sketch comedy, like stage, the stage show that they did. So like the assassination of Lincoln, that one where like where like Lincoln's like heckling the guy in the audience. That skit came from a stage show where they would like do there'd be the thing on stage, and they'd have not Darren, but I can't remember their names, but like one person would be up like up in the banisters, and then one person would be like in the audience, and they would do this like live in front of a live audience. And that to me was like so crazy, looking back at that and seeing the original inspiration, that then watching the show and how that all panned out was just fucking cool. But I love that type of shit, man. Seeing like the inner workings,
how the sausage is made, man. One of the things kind of on that same vein that I thought was really interesting is Michelle Milette. They're talking about the first episode, and I don't know if you remember, but that's the episode where she goes into the barn in like the smallest little white bikini.
Oh yeah.
And she's talking to Wayne, and he's like, "Put some clothes on."
Yeah.
She was talking about how like I was mortified. I would never wear that in real life. I'm not confident enough in myself to rock that. But she's like, I'm an actress. I gotta put it on. And that's one thing she said over and over. She's like, I'm not anywhere nearly as confident as Katie. I had to act the hell out of it.
Interesting. I guess that's kind of almost humbling to hear, because like I feel like she's stunning. Like she's a very beautiful woman. Like that's really interesting to me. I know I've followed I didn't follow, but I've seen Rolled his
Evan
TikTok.
Stern.
Yeah, Evan Stern's
Yeah, his TikTok's good, dude.
His TikTok's really good. Some of the stuff that he's done is just kind of funny. I feel like a couple other of them have TikToks, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Really just interesting kind of seeing a cast kind of behind the scenes like that, especially a cast of a show like that, where it feels, I don't know any other way to describe it other than like a hometown, group of people, where it really does kind of feel, it has a small town vibe to it,
One of the things they discussed was before they ever started filming is they basically just spent a month together doing like a boot camp of what each character is like gonna talk and walk and sound and be.
Okay.
And then also during that month together, all these actors and actresses are just hanging out and getting hammered together and getting to know each other and becoming best friends. So if you think about it, that really plays into the vibe of the show.
Yeah, I think chemistry really, it can make or break a show. You know what I mean? Fuck, man. I know this is like the second episode in a row, maybe the third episode in a row that I mentioned it. SVU, man.
Damn it.
SVU, dude. I'm on season 13, and Stabler just left, and at the end of season 12.
He went off to get his own show, buddy.
Well, yeah, but it's so weird not having him there, because that dude, Stabler and Benson, they had such a fucking chemistry together. It's just so crazy.
And I actually never watched any SVU with him.
Really?
Like, by the time my wife showed it to me and I was watching the episodes with her, he's gone.
Dude, go back.
One day he showed up and they're like, had like a weird love tension almost vibe between them. And I'm like, who the hell's this guy?
Dude, you need to go back and like just watch a random, because here's the thing, like you don't have to watch like me where I've watched like all, but you can just go back.
Telling me to go back and watch 12 old seasons.
No. Pick like an episode, and there's a really good episode that I know of. I need to find.
But you're gonna pick one for me?
I will pick one for you. It's probably my favorite episode. It's a really really good episode. And you don't have to watch it you don't have to watch it in the same sense of like, you don't have to watch any of the previous episodes. You could just watch this episode, because that's the thing I like about SVU is like you could just tune into the show. I guess a lot of shows are like that, but like there are some like carryover storylines, but for the most part, like it's it's your normal kind of show where it's like every episode you could just jump into it, right? But dude, Stabler is the fucking shit. He's such like a fucking like, oh man, it's a good show. There's so many times where you're like, Stabler, what are you doing? This is like, you're going too far, man.
You're going too deep.
You're going too deep. Some of the times that he's gone undercover and shit, it's like, what the fuck? But dude, Benson and Stabler are the shit. Oh man, that's one of those unbeatable duos. You know what I mean?
All right. So my takeaway from that, listeners out there, comment your favorite episode of Law and Order SVU. Because that's a thing we apparently have.
Oh man, I wouldn't say it's just one of those episodes that's like, to me, is super memorable. There are certain aspects of it. I won't spoil any of it. You
said it's probably my favorite episode. That was your sentence.
My favorite. Well, I haven't finished the whole series, so I don't know if it's
Can I get a tier list on your SVU episodes?
Yeah. I'll start that right now. Start a tier list. I don't know. Like there's still like really good episodes. Like one of the things that I was worried about was like when he left is like, is it going to be the same? Is it going to be like, am I still going to want to enjoy it? And I do. It's still really good.
That's good. The other people they bring in are kind of interesting.
Yeah, honestly, like I didn't think that there would be. I didn't think I would have an interest in it until, I didn't think that. I thought that I would like be done, because I know that my mom and I talked about it, and she was like, dude, once Stabler left, I just had no interest in the show, and that's what I thought. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna be the same way, but no, it's still good. I still want to watch that shit. Oh man. Anyways,
fucking hat trick on discussing SVU. Time well meant, everybody.
Yeah. Oh man, this podcast is fucking weird.
You're made of spare parts, bud.
What?
It's a Letterkenny quote. That's why it's called Spare Parts Podcast.
Oh, I see. That show has too many goddamn quotes. It's hard to keep up, at least for me. My brain's not big enough. Shut the fuck up.
Sounds to me like you're just not in it to win it.
Oh fuck.
Damn, I was actually hoping that you would take me saying quotes from Letterkenny and pick it up into the next topic that you have on the list. It rolls in so perfectly, but now I've ruined the magic. I showed everybody the sausage and now they're not interested.
Well, here's the thing. You skipped over one of like the early things that we were going to talk about.
What?
Before Disomancer. I didn't know if you still want to talk about that at all. Nah, all right, fuck it. It was one of those things where I was like...
We're going to sum it up in one sentence. If you're dumb enough to buy Hawk-Tua coin, you got it. You get what you deserve.
Yeah, true. Any pump and dump that you decide to don't. Here's your daily life advice for any listeners out there. Don't fucking invest into crypto. That's it. Just don't, unless you know what the fuck you're doing. And don't.
Okay, thanks for that qualifier. I know exactly what I'm doing.
What? Oh, you do?
Just saying, put all your money on Pepe.
Jesus Christ, this fucking Pepe coin, so stupid. Oh God,
you're laughing. I'm gonna be laughing all the way at the bank.
Yeah, every time that we've been playing games, I feel like, I get what we were playing the other day, Rocket League, and you're like, I didn't score that goal because I wasn't invested. I'm like, what the fuck? Stop. So stupid. Oh man.
Pepe's gonna save us.
One of these days, maybe. One of these days. I will say there's a lot of games that I I've been wanting to play like nonstop, and I don't have any desire. Like, okay, this is one question that I wanted to pose to you that's on our actual docket of things to talk about. Have you ever had those moments where you're like, man, I really want to play this game, and then you either boot it up to like the start screen, and then you're just like, I don't want to play this fucking game, and then you close it, or you just don't even like, you tell yourself over and over that you want to play it, and then you just don't.
Let me tell you and our dear listeners a story that you are all actually a part of.
Oh no.
When I was super hyped for Final Fantasy 16 to come out on
Oh.
PC, and I took the day off work to play it, and we woke up to find my wife's car was broken into overnight. So I did not get to play Final Fantasy 16 on launch day for PC. I spent the day dealing with police officers and car repairs.
Yeah.
And to this day, I have still not
Really?
played Final Fantasy 16.
What? Oh wow, I did not know
The
that.
magic was lost in that exact moment. I was like, it'll come back. It'll come back soon. And then when it does come back, it's going to hit and it's going to be so good. You know, like, just want to sit down and just dig into a game like that. It's
Yeah.
got to be a thing. I need a long, solid stretch of time to really be a goblin
Yeah.
and, you know, forget to eat for 12 hours. But I discussed it on an episode back then of
Yeah.
I still haven't played it. It's probably going to go on sale for like winter or something. And then I'm the idiot that paid full price and never even played the damn thing.
That I'm really kind of surprised by that, because I thought I could have swore that maybe I guess we didn't even really bring it back up. I thought that you had ended up like I guess that's one of those things that like you have an experience, or you have something like maybe a song, or you hear a sound, or there's something that has a negative connotation, or like leads you back into a negative memory. At least in my eyes, that's kind of like what it reminds me of. Because like there's music that I listen to. I think about there's the fucking what's that song? The Linkin Park song where it's like, I'm about to break. That song, or no. It's I've given up. It's I've given up. It's that song. That song I listened to not once but twice when the radio in my car went out. So every time I listen to that song, I think about my fucking radio in my car going out. Yeah, I don't know why. And the second time it went out permanently, and I haven't had a radio in my car for years. But I'm like, it still runs, so whatever.
Why did that song play? Or
I don't like, okay, so I was the first time it happened, I was driving to work, and I was getting into that song because it's a great song. And I blaring that shit.
Rip
And I was like,
Chester.
I'm like, you know, fucking 8 a.m. fucking cruising down the highway, like, I've given, and then it cuts out, you know what I mean? Not at that exact moment, but it just cut out. And I was like, what the fuck? I figured out later that a fuse blew in my car that was powered to the radio.
How's that?
So I replaced the fuse, and then went about my day. And then like a couple weeks later, I was like, song, we're gonna listen to it again. I'm gonna test it out, dude. I shit you not. I'm cruising. I'm about to get on the highway. Fucking dun, 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 and then it starts getting into it. I'm like, yeah, and then cuts out and silence. And I'm like, what in the fuck is this cursed ass song? And so yeah,
Cursed song.
dude.
Oh man, you might want to stop listening to that song.
Well, here's the thing. I listen to it still all the time, but I just don't listen to it in that car, because outside of that car, it's been fine. But another
Dude,
car.
you gotta be careful. You gotta really be careful. Like if you get rid of that car, that curse has to go somewhere.
True. Hopefully with the car when I get rid of it.
Kind of sounds like it's stuck to you.
Yeah, maybe in any vehicle that I own.
Get the fuck out of my car.
Yeah. No, I just won't ever buy your car and listen to Linkin Park in it.
Okay. All right.
But yeah,
Sounds
so
fair.
I think that, you know, having that, like you think about like, oh, I want to play Final Fantasy, and then all of a sudden it's like, but then you have that, like, because I know there's science behind the fact, like, you know, if you've been in a car wreck ever, when you hear like screeching tires, or when you hear like metal crunching, like those sorts of things can elicit a reaction within you, right? There's like a mental kind of thing that sends you back to that moment. And so I think that probably that same sort of thing of like, you think about Final Fantasy and it's like, fuck man, all I can think about is how shit of a fucking day that was to deal with. You know what I mean? It kind of has that. So I feel like you might have to like play it, or you have to like really start to enjoy it to then get over that connotation, or you just never do. I don't
I
know.
definitely will. I will play it
Yeah.
because I love the Final Fantasy games. I mean, I remember I purchased Final Fantasy 15 just because it was on sale at one point, and I really was not in any capacity or like wanting mood to play it. And then at some point later on, I was like, cool, no, I want to play it. Cool, it's there, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I'm just finding the silver lining of it. When I do find the free time and the mood strikes, it's already there, ready to go.
There you go. There you go. I know that I've had a list of games that are still downloaded in my Steam library where it's like I haven't played them in fucking years. Like Dark Souls 3 is downloaded still, just in case one day shows up where I'm like, man, I want to play some fucking Dark Souls 3. The game that that's been on my mind for weeks and weeks is months now even is Shadows of Doubt, which is this like it's why the intro blowing this case wide open. It's a murder mystery kind of a game where you play a detective. Everything is generated and stuff like that. So
yeah.
And that's just one of those games, man, where I'm like, I want to play some fucking Shadows of Doubt, and then what's up?
There was one thing about games I wanted to mention. I totally forgot.
Okay.
Ultimate Sheep Raccoon,
dude.
Shit,
get the fuck out of here.
No, dude, what? You're not excited?
No.
Why?
Because we've had this discussion about I don't really care for Ultimate Chicken Horse. And this is the sequel, I'm assuming.
Chicken Horse is awesome, and the sequel is going to be awesome. So let me tell you what they did, which I thought was...
Before you say that, before you get into that, I want the audio listeners to know that every time, the entire time that he's going to talk about this, I'm just going to be consistently rolling my eyes. Keep going. Go ahead.
Cool. Start rolling. So, the gist of Ultimate Chicken Horse is all the players just get from one point on the map to the other, and in between rounds, every player can put down obstacles like flamethrower, a swinging ball and chain that'll kill you, whatever. But for the sequel, they're putting everybody on bikes.
What?
And then it's like a race. People can put like ramps in different spots. I saw one deal where there's like it kind of looked like the black hole item from the first game where the player drove past it and like lifted them up with the gravity. Then they flew way further. That game is such a good time to play with buddies, man. You just literally don't enjoy fun, and I don't know why that is.
You know what it is? I think it's because I played with Kevin, and I love Kevin to death, but Kevin is really good at like just pressing all the right buttons. You know what I mean? Pressing all the wrong buttons, maybe. Kevin is such a sweetheart, and I love Kevin to death. But like when I play
competitive as fuck,
dude. When I play certain games with him, I'm like, I can't deal with this. I can't fucking deal with this. And maybe that's what it is. But I also I think.
You don't want that man on your team if you're playing a MOBA.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't even imagine.
I mean, you do, because he's really good.
Yeah,
but
he is really good.
If you're not taking it serious, he might get on your ass a little bit.
Yeah. And he's also just like a fucking S-grade troll when it comes to like...
when he wants to be, yeah.
When he wants to be, dude. He's so good at fucking... Oh, man. I think that's why I don't like playing golf with friends anymore with him. I feel like that. Well, I don't know if I've ever played with him, but I know I played.
It's funny they just announced golf with your friends too. Also,
what the fuck? We golfing more friends, golfing with extra friends.
3D golf.
Wasn't it 3D already?
4D golf.
What? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Those sorts of games. I know that Ultimate Chicken Horse. I was like, I don't fucking play this shit. But I think also just that type of game of like, I guess most party games outside of like. I'm also pretty competitive too, and if I can't fucking win, I don't want to play. You know what I mean? But that's why I also I don't particularly care for games where like I'm fighting my friends. I think that's kind of the thing too, where like it just doesn't feel fun to like have your friends beat you. Like I never liked 1v1ing in Rocket League. I never really like cared for it.
See, I can understand that in Rocket League it's not fun. There's a high skill ceiling, and it wouldn't be fun to play I mean, you and I have played Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
I guess because we both suck. So we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, a big part of that is we were both dog shit.
And that's the thing of like a Party Animals or a Gang Beasts or a Ultimate Chicken Horse, man. It keeps the skill ceiling low enough that everybody's pretty evenly matched, and it's just a good time, man. I love those games. Every time we have a LAN party something, we are screaming about some Party Animals or some Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Yeah. I'm usually the one who's like, I'm just gonna go play literally anything else.
Goes and cries in the corner solo. Plays Overwatch alone.
Well, now it's Deadlock, but yeah. I'm almost at 300 hours in Deadlock. God damn. I am very addicted to that game. I had one of my best Slash games today. That shit was crazy. Dude, we fucking stomped them. had like a 50K soul deficit. Oh man. Anyways, that's besides the point. But yeah, I don't know. I don't, there's certain, like, I know that I played like with Ryan, our friends Ryan, and then his brother Michael, and then our other friend Ramsey. I played like Mario Party with them. We played like Mario Party like 4 or 5 or something like that. I got
Hell yeah.
so fucking pissed playing that game with them. I just shit's not fun to me. I don't like, one, I don't like being competitive with my friends. 2, I don't like losing to my friends. Cause like I can't get pissed off at you the same way I get pissed off at like a random person, right? You know what I mean? Without like ruining our friendship. And I'm the
I do
type of
not
person,
understand.
I don't know. It's not
Like
something that's in my
Mario Party.
wheelhouse.
Oh no, I lost at Mario Party.
It's not even, it's like the way that like, where it's like one person suffering is like funny to everyone else, but like the one person suffering is not, you know what I mean? Like if I think that
Oh,
shit.
hey, good luck editing that.
The joke's on you. I'm fucking not.
Shit.
Just gonna leave it in. I think one of the things is too is like it's not even like if I play like a fighting game against somebody, right? I'm going in ready to lose. I think because I'm just not very good at fighting games, and I think if I go into the mentality of like I'm gonna lose and that's fine, but like with certain party games, it's like if I'm like I don't know, if I don't find a way to have fun, but I don't know. There are some times where I can play like a Mario Party or something like that, and I can play very casually, and it's fine. But I like to fucking win. I really like to. It's like board games too. I like to win. There are certain times like if you're playing a board game like against a kid, like I'm not going in with the same like I'm gonna kick your ass, kid. Like I'm gonna like do strategy or anything. Yeah, it's like whatever, like But if you're playing like I don't know. I'm just a fucking weird dude, I think.
Maybe it's because I have a kid, so I've had to play a lot of games like more casual.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of funny we're having this conversation. We just played Mario Party before we recorded. I'm sorry, my son came in dead last, and he was upset. And I was like, dude, it's a game. It's Mario Party.
Yeah, yeah. I think being able to be comfortable with losing is one of those things. I think since I started playing more competitive games, I'm a lot harder on myself when I lose. Because I'm not going to get much better. I mean, I can get better at certain games that I just don't know. But like, I just need to learn things about the game. Deadlock is right up there where I'm like, there's a lot I still don't know about the game. There's a lot that I still need to learn. There's a lot of practice I need. I only have mastery over like maybe 2 or 3 heroes. And even then they're still constantly changing the game so much that you can have mastery of a hero one day. And the next day it's just like, you know nothing of what's going on. Right. One of my favorite characters, her ult just got changed. So, completely different play style now. It's not nearly as, as straightforward as it used to be. But I think also too, I like, there's a certain style of game that I like nowadays. And there's a certain way that I like to play games where I do want to be more competitive, but I don't want to aim that competitiveness towards my friends. I want it to be aimed with my friends towards other assholes. You know what I mean? And that's just, that's just what I like to do to have fun, I guess, these days. So I don't know.
Pointed assholes. Or aim at assholes.
Yeah. We're aiming at assholes.
Time well meant. Aiming for assholes 2025.
Hell yeah. Fuck, man. Yeah. I will say though that, I do appreciate the time that I get to like play games. Like, dude, I played some Tarkov with TJ last night, and it was just nice to just like, with everything going on with family and stuff like that, it was just nice to have that like it's just like, cause I think we only played for maybe like 2 hours, and it was just nice. And I will say it's one of those things that, like, again, not to get morbid or anything like that, but like thinking about what limited time we have, right? One of the other things that my brother was talking about is like picking and choosing how you like, he basically, again, I'm not wording it exactly how he did, but essentially he talked about how like there's only so many fucks you can give, and that's not even like within a day. It's within like your life, right? And you kind of have to pick and choose who and what you're willing to put energy towards. And I think it's important to think about like how how you can put, or not necessarily how, where you are putting forth your efforts, where you're putting forth energy, what you're deciding is important to you. That to me is something that's very interesting to think about. Like, me being like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm going to play some Tarkov with TJ, or, like tomorrow I'm going to go see, my girlfriend, her niece is going to go be in a play and we're going to go see that. And it's like, all right, I'm choosing to spend time, with these people who I've grown close to. And I don't know, there's something
You're
about that
giving them
that's
your
always
fuck
very,
because you give a fuck about them.
yeah, exactly. I'm giving a fuck to them. Because yeah, that perfectly said, honestly, because I give a fuck about them.
My
Yeah.
my aunt has for many, many years. She refers to what you're describing as her field of fucks. She's like, I have a field of fucks and I can only give so many. So sometimes she's like, I have to protect my field of fucks from other people.
I like that. A field of fucks.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yep.
That's kind of, that goes kind of hard. I wish, yeah, fuck. If YouTube wasn't going to censor it, I would love to name this episode Tending the Field of Fucks.
Ah,
Damn, right? That's a good one.
I have to think of some.
Yeah.
Tending the field of fires, fragments, farts.
No.
Fuck.
Fuck. Oh, man. Yeah, fucking hell.
Shit, man, this podcast is getting kind of beefed.
Getting beefed. Dude, I've been watching so much General Sam. Fucking hell. I don't know what it is about, like, that's kind of one of the things I wanted to wrap up on is like, there are certain things that like influence me, certain people in my life, that influence me in such weird ways, whether it be positive or negative. And one of the ways that I'm influenced is like sayings.
For sure.
And that one lately, I think because we're playing Tarkov too, it kind of goes hand in hand with General Sam's videos.
And he would always say that during Tarkov.
This guy is beefed. It's crazy. Oh man, dude, there's been so many times like, that's wild. That's crazy. I don't remember. I'm trying to think about other like sayings that I've had.
I can tell you a very specific one for me.
What is that?
Back in like 2018, I had this boss, and when something was like fucked up in a stupid way, he would always go, "That's pretty good."
Dude, that's fucking iDubbbz.
Oh, really?
Yeah, have you never seen? Yeah, hey,
no idea.
That's pretty good. I don't. He may not be referencing it at all, but I'll have to link.
I've been saying it just like that for years. Something real stupid or like, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, that's pretty good. Yeah, dude, that's classic iDubbbz. Fuck, man. Oh yeah, I did that one too. Fuck. What was the one when we first started playing Rocket League and the Donkey video came out? What was the fucking thing that?
That's a big headshot.
So
from downtown.
From down. Yeah, that's what it was.
And it was your kid will never be part of Icon Clan.
Yeah, I do. Icon Clan. That's iconic. Holy shit. That's iconic. I forgot about that completely. Oh man, when I first started streaming, the one that I used to do. So whenever I would say something real fucking, because when you're streaming, that you're live and you can't edit anything and you're just kind of going. I would say something real stupid. One of the ones I could think of is what is a nether fortress? And it was what is a nether fortress? But I'm just fucking stupid and didn't read it right. And like I would anytime I would have to explain myself, I'd be like, all right, listen. You know what I mean? Like, let's pause. Let's slow down for a second. Let me explain what's going through my brain. I don't know where the fuck that came from. Some of them I'm like, just kind of come up on their own, and then they become mannerisms. But
and then you can't stop.
Yeah, then you're just stuck.
Next thing you know, you're 75 years old, looking at your great grandchildren from your Soul and Luna, and you're going, "Damn, that baby's beefed."
They got twins. That baby's beef. That one's iconic. Oh fuck. Oh my god. That's iconic. Anyways, I can't, dude. I completely forgot about that, and now I'm never gonna be able to let it go. Oh fuck. My animals are going crazy now that I'm like yelling. That's iconic right there.
That's iconic.
But pollen's chill. Good old pollen.
It's so blurry. You're gonna have to put a picture up.
I'm just not. I'm just not gonna put a picture up. No one gets to see him. He's just
the
a
editor's
blurb.
not getting paid this week.
Yeah, that fuck.
Or any of the previous weeks. Probably not any future weeks either at this rate.
Yeah, really. Jesus. Oh, man. Fuck. Oh, God. But you know what?
Well,
our editor is beefed.
Is he?
Yeah, and that's iconic.
Dude, shut the fuck up and wrap this up. We've gone off the rails and back to the garbage pile.
Listen. If you made it this far, we endlessly appreciate you. Go find the people that you care about most. Tell them you fucking love them. Make sure you let them know they're iconic. Or let them know they're beefed. Whichever, they could be both. Could be one or the other. But goddamn it, yeah. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Whoever ends up tuning in. Fucking hell. And listening to this pile of garbage.
Please tell us your favorite episode of Law and Order SVU.
We don't want anything to do with fucking criminal intent, not plain Jane Law and Order, not trial by jury, not not Los, or I think LA. There's like several of them. We don't want any. We just want your favorite SVU episode. Comment down below. Let us know. Send us a letter. Send us a handwritten letter with your favorite. I don't know where you're gonna send it, but just send it to us.
Pick an address and mail it.
Pick a business preferably, and send a letter with your favorite SVU episode in it. Addressed to Time Moment.
Yeah. Season 7, Episode 4. Thanks for all you do. Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Yeah. Oh fuck. I love how the episode was really, really sentimental and really nice, and it's just devolved into this fucking dog shit. Yeah, I love it. I love doing this. So great.
For the chorus.
I wouldn't want it any other way. Oh man, but we appreciate it. We want to spend. We would love to sit here and continue to pile the garbage even higher. But I do believe that was time well meant. I have been dialed in to this drama.
Communication is alpha.